Hello and welcome to another Royal Reviewer live episode. So this is kind of like a part 2 to my previous live chat because I was having some technical difficulties, so I decided to save this story which I was trying to get through. But anyway, I've turned it into another live chat, so I'm hoping that I'm hoping we're not going to have any technical difficulties this time. If we are, I'm just going to carry on and hope that it replays properly once the live chat's actually finished. So, this particular part would have been the end of my previous video, but I'm going to do it here. So, it's about William and Catherine's, Prince William and Duchess Kate's visit today to Barry Island. So, I don't know if you've seen my previous video, but I'll just start completely again from the top with this one. So, William and Catherine have been out today in a surprise joint engagement. We did not know that this was going to take place. Certain sections of the media did, but they were embargoed from being able to talk about it until it actually happened. This was to prevent overcrowding. It was to prevent crowds of people gathering because of everything what's going on with COVID-19, basically just to keep people safe. So I was really surprised when this engagement happened and when videos and photographs started coming back. I did make a video about this previously, so do go and check that out, where I show William and Catherine at the engagement and I show lots of the photographs as well. So if you haven't seen it, pause now, go and check it out, and then you'll know exactly what I'm going to talk about. So, let's move on. Basically, the British tourism industry, like many others around the world, has been hit very, very hard by the pandemic. Businesses are struggling, especially many haven't survived. Lots are struggling having reopened. So, William and Catherine have been using their influence to be able to shine a light on the British tourism and show that things are open, even if things are being done in a slightly different way to keep people safe. So we saw William and Catherine having lots and lots and lots of fun at an island in Wales. Now, I say an island, it's not a big island, it's a little island off the coast of Wales, and it's called Barry Island. It's very, very near to Cardiff, if you know where Cardiff is. Now, Barry Island is one of the filming locations of a really, really popular British TV comedy series, Gavin and Stacey. If you haven't seen it, it's really, really good. It's primarily, obviously, set in Wales and parts of England in the south. It follows two young lovers who have come together, one English, one Welsh, and they have lots of fun and dramas and comedy along the way. Barry Island is the place where one of the characters works in an amusement arcade. So William and Catherine visited that amusement arcade, so lots of people may recognise it from the television series. Now, I actually really love that TV series, so it was quite a delight to see William and Catherine there. Many people on social media have been saying, why aren't William and Catherine wearing masks? Isn't it the law? Yes, in England it is the law that when you are in a public space, not outdoors, but when you're in a public, like a shop, or public transport or a hospital, you now have to wear a mask. Although if you have a medical condition, you don't have to wear one. But for the majority of people, to stay safe, the government law is now that when you are in a shop, or a supermarket, or a hospital, or public transport, you have to wear one. You don't if you are sat in a restaurant or a public house eating or drinking. You don't have to then. So, why aren't William and Catherine wearing a mask? Because they're in Wales. They are in Wales, and Wales has, although it's part of the United Kingdom, it doesn't have the same rules as England. Scotland, England, Wales can all make their own coronavirus pandemic rules and regulations. It is not mandatory in Wales to wear a mask. It is optional, but you don't have to. In fact, I have a little bit of information to read about that. So this is the Welsh Government's guidelines for face coverings at this point in time of making the video. But the First Minister has remained firm on face coverings for shopping or other activities. It is not happening in Wales. The advice of the Welsh Government is that if places are crowded, then face coverings are advisory only. Where places are not crowded, it is a matter for the individual citizen to make that decision. Huge steps have been taken by the retail industry in Wales to make their shopping spaces safer, with physical distancing measures, screens and one-way systems in place. At this point in time, when the prevalence of coronavirus is low in Wales, we are not mandating the use of face coverings in other public places, he said. So, William and Catherine are following the Welsh Government's advice when they are in Wales. And I think that is basically because they don't want to be seen as conflicting, being political and sending conflicting messages. If they were seen photographed in Wales wearing face masks, even though it is, an optional choice, it would be seen like they were going against what the Welsh Government are advising people to do. So if you catch my drift, to stay non-political, when in Rome, as the saying goes, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. When in Wales, you do as the Welsh do. And they are following the Welsh Government advice when in Wales. When in England, they are following the English Government advice. And when in Scotland, when they do eventually get to Scotland at some point, hopefully to join the Queen at Balmoral, they will be following the Scottish Government advice of the time. Anna says, hello, I see you are busy today. Yes, I'm always busy, but yes. And yes, I am really, really well. So thank you so, so much. William and Catherine on that engagement looked like they were having so much fun. They were in all of the typical British amusement arcades. They had the grab machines, those grabbers that go down. And Catherine at one point got it and then it dropped and she went, oh no. And they were throwing things, trying to knock things over to win prizes. They were doing the slot machines. And it just looked like they were having a really good time. I probably imagine William and Catherine don't often get a chance to do that. It's a shame that they weren't able to take George, Charlotte and Louis. I think they would have really enjoyed it, but at least they had a really good time. Now, coincidentally, in some of the photographs, we did actually see some crowds gathering. So as soon as word got out with all of the local media, gatherings did actually start to come. So there are some footage that you can see, you can find on Twitter where people have used their mobile phones, and they were greeted very, very warmly, and for an occasion that was not advertised as being such, quite a gathering did eventually come and take place. Hello to Kizzy, who has just joined. Again, thank you so, so much to all of my patrons and channel members here on YouTube and on Patreon. I really, really do appreciate it, and your support means the world to me. I will pop the link to Patreon in the description of this video once I have finished being live. Now, I'm just seeing if there's anything else that I've missed off from today. I don't think there is. So, if you're watching live and you have a question, do let me know and I will try and answer it for you. Now, I don't know when William and Catherine are going to actually start their proper summer holidays. We do know that they did go to the Isle of Wight, and they did have a week away. That obviously wasn't allowed to be spoken about by the media until it had actually happened, to afford them some level of family privacy whilst they were away. But again, promoting a staycation here in the UK is very, very important. So the Cambridges are most definitely doing their bit to try and get the British economy, especially the tourist industry, back into the swing of things. So it was just really, really nice to see, those images coming back today, even though it was a complete surprise. And I think Barry Island and Wales will be very, very grateful for that light being shone on their specific tourism industry. I would love to go one day and visit Barry Island. I've been to Cardiff many, many times, but I would love to go to Barry Island and see exactly some of the scenes and locations of where the popular TV series Gavin and Stacey was filmed. Right, I am going to leave it here for today. So all that's left for me to say is, if you have enjoyed both videos today, give them a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to share on social media, and also do hit the bell so that you know whenever I upload a new video. Also, please do remember to subscribe to the channel. So from me in Shropshire, mwah to you all, and goodbye.